A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today's session, as per our schedule for May 2nd, is Surah Al-Zilzal, which is the 99th Surah. And inshallah, we will try to cover verses 1 to 5. This surah is a little bit lengthy. It has 8 verses, so we'll try to cover it in 2 sessions, if possible. Otherwise, we'll go for 3 sessions. We will try to, inshallah, finish it in 2. All the materials, I think everybody has it, and we are presenting on the screen also. So let's start, inshallah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, when the earth will be shaken with a mighty shaking, and the earth will throw up all her burdens, and man will cry out, "What is the matter with her?" On that day it will relate all her news, for your Lord will have commanded her to do so. On that day people will go forth in varying states, so that they should be shown their deeds. So whoever does an atom's weight of good shall see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil shall see it. So today's lecture, inshallah, on Quran will be on Surah Zilzal. And Surah Zilzal, the earthquake. Zilzalaha means to shake violently over and over again with great intensity. So this surah talks about the earthquake that is coming, and most of the scholars have said that it really refers to the resurrection, the second stage of the resurrection, when all of the former and the latter generations of mankind will rise back to life. In this surah, the reality that a day will definitely come when every deed done by man be brought to light is depicted. All his efforts will be exposed, and nothing will remain hidden. Whatever good or evil had done, even where no one could have seen him, will be placed in front of him, and he will be rewarded or punished accordingly. So on that day, each man alone will stand answerable for his own deeds. No other person will in any way be able to support him, nor will anyone be present to intercede for him. To illustrate this fact, a graphic picture of the tremendous cataclysm which will take place on that day is drawn. So this surah talks about the judgment day and the second stage of the judgment day. So what is the first stage? The first stage, when the first surah will be blown, the first trumpet, all the living beings will die, will vanish. And the only thing that will be there will be Allah. And in the second stage, when the second time the trumpet will be blown, so this Surah Zilzal is talking about the second stage. Most of the scholars are referring in that, where all the mankind will be brought, all the generations of mankind will be brought to life. And this surah is depicting that event that's going to happen. So if you go to the first verse, إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا, Allah is referring to that event. Now here the word Iza, when used in this manner, serves as a reminder of what comes after it. So beware when such and such a thing will happen. So in other words, what is really being implied here is that the extent to which it will be shaken cannot be imagined today. So we can say the earthquake that happens in this world and the earthquake that is being referred in Surah Al-Zilzal has no comparison. But the word Iza is referring over here that we need to be cautious of this event that is coming and is going to come. And all of us will face it. So here Allah is mentioning when the earth will be shaken with a mighty shaking. So He's referring to an event that's going to happen and all of us will see it. What does it mean? So here we have given some explanation here that therefore it is in the well-being of a person to remain alert about its arrival and not spend his life remaining unmindful to it. So this earthquake that's going to happen, and Allah is warning of that earthquake, the judgment day, is an event that we have to be mindful all our lives. And here Allah is talking about it. So it means that it will be so shaken that to its utmost intensity. So the whole earth, not a part of it, the whole earth will be shaken. And will be shaken with utmost intensity, with utmost ferocious. That Allah is mentioning that implies that the earthquake with which the second stage of resurrection will begin, when all the former and the latter generations of mankind will rise back to life. So from some commentators of Tafsir, it means that the first stage of resurrection. So there are two opinions. Their minor opinion is that it's the first stage of the resurrection, and the majority opinion is the second stage of the resurrection. During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, those who used to deny the concept of Akhirah had three misconceptions. Firstly, they had extreme doubts about the destruction of this world. They used to think that this world is indestructible. So this surah is referring to that and answering that question. No, this world will be shaken to its intensity, and it's going to destruct. So this first verse is talking about that event that's going to happen. And if we go to the second verse, here Allah is mentioning, and the earth will throw up all her burdens. So what's the meaning of this? The vertical means weight or burden. Here is foremost connotation of the dead. So there are kind of three meanings here. The connotation of the dead who have been buried in the earth and who will be thrown overboard by it on the day of judgment. So all its living beings that have been buried since Adam alayhi salam till now will all be thrown out from this earth and will be empty. It can also mean any traces of hidden offenses committed by criminals. So all the humans who have committed any offense, hidden, meaning they have hidden from the history and no one knows who did it, will be pronounced by the earth. At that time all the scattered, so let's take the first meaning. At that time all the scattered parts of the bodies will resemble and be resurrected once again in the same form and shape as they had been in their first life. So there are a lot of people nowadays, and even in those days, think that once we die and once our body parts are consumed by the earth, that's the end of the life. We will not be resurrected. Here Allah is saying no, that's not true. Even if your body parts have been decimated by something, by a bomb or something, all that will be resurrected. Your shape, your form will be resurrected by Allah back to the form you originally had.